So I was homeless at the age of 16. I was sent a joke email from my boss at the time, and yeah, within 2 weeks, that was it. Even when I was like homeless and poor, I would always help people. I would have worked in McDonald's if I had to. I loved Dubai. When COVID hit and everyone panicked, I didn't panic. It's like when I was 18, I used to know I'm gonna be a millionaire. And people used to say to me, how? Like, how? We're in like a hostel, people are doing drugs, not me, but other people. And I'm like, I just know it. I feel it within me. The same way I felt then, I feel that I know I will build a building.
Jade Morris, thank you for coming down. This is the Dubai Life podcast. So we always like to start with how people first, came across Dubai and how you first made the move out to you.
Hi, Liam. Good to see you as always. Thanks for having me on.
Always a pleasure.
It's very nice to see you. Okay, so we're just going straight in. How did I hear about Dubai? 2012, I was sent a joke email from my boss at the time, and it was an advert for Dubai, saying on the advert, do you want to earn £250,000 a year tax-free? And he sent me it purely as a joke, and the title read, can you imagine never drinking or wearing a bikini again? Anyway, at the time, I was really looking to transition from the location that I was based in to potentially central London or something with, more money, better opportunities. And so I was in touch with a recruiter. So I went into the back, called this recruiter and said, have you heard of Dubai? He said, yeah, of course, but there's no basic salary. And I was like, oh, okay. So he was like, so if you don't sell a house, you're coming home.
So were you doing real estate?
Lettings.
Lettings, okay.
Yeah. So I was a lettings negotiator. And honestly, at the time, I was in a huge amount of debt.
Really?
I was 21, not student debt, loans from the bank, and just I hated England. Like, just put it that way. I just really didn't enjoy it at all. I was 21 years old. So I typed into Google Dubai, Burj Al Arab pops up, Burj Khalifa. I'm like, wow, what is this place? And within 2 weeks, that was it. The only thing I owned outright was my car that I had paid off with the loan that Nationwide had given me.
Okay.
And that was it. I was on a flight.
Wow.
I told my friends, I told my friends and family that I was going to a company called Smith & Ken that you obviously worked for. So I said, yeah, I'm going to this big company because they had a presence, so I could at least show like the mini cars that were branded. I could show something. But in reality, I was too nervous to do their Zoom meeting. They wanted like a video.
Yeah, Skype.
Probably wasn't Zoom at the time. Yeah, Skype. And I was too nervous to do it. So I put my CV out, and this random guy calls me, and he says, you've applied for a job in Dubai. So we start speaking for like an hour. He said, okay, I'll call you back tomorrow. The next day he calls me back and says, you're accepted. I'll give you 3 months accommodation, 3 months car hire. And yeah, we've started a new company. It's called Triangle Real Estate. And there was nothing online. There was nothing that existed at all. I just thought, what's the worst going to happen? So I jumped on the plane, and that was my journey within 2 weeks.
Really?
Of literally finding out the name Dubai. Within 2 weeks, I was here.
Do you have any friends here or no insights into what it was like?
And I was just like,
completely on your own.
Just completely on my own.
Unbelievable.
With all my trust in this gentleman that,
My God, that's crazy.
Had this company.
One of the craziest stories, actually.
Oh, thanks. I'm crazy, Liam.
Yeah, true. We know that. Wow, 2 week Triangle Real Estate. Obviously, that didn't. You're not at Triangle Real Estate anymore. What happened?
Literally within landing, but the day I landed, he took me to. He said, I've got accommodation for 3 weeks or 3 months. I can't remember exactly. Maybe 3 months. Set up for you and a car hire. So I landed, and I ended up in this really random villa in Al Barsha. And I remember that it was like all gravel all over the floor, and it was quite late. And I was thinking, it's a bit like shady.
Yeah.
But anyway, I arrived, go upstairs. There's a room. He's nowhere to be seen. I don't know where this man is, but this lady lets me in. She's like, yeah, you're here.
On the right place.
Takes me upstairs. There's like sweets and water and stuff outside. And it was late. The flight was delayed. And he had messaged me and said, when you wake up in the morning, just let me know, we'll start. I didn't sleep till probably about 4 o'clock in the morning. And by 7 o'clock, I was suited, like calling him like, let's go, where are you? I didn't realize at the time he was actually living in the outhouse, like in the outhouse of this villa. So anyway, he takes us to this office in Al Barsha, takes me to this office in Al Barsha. And there's one other lady that works there, a lady called Isabella, who's still my friend till today. She's back in England, but she's in real estate.
Yeah.
And I arrived and she said, oh, wow, there's someone else here. She had been there for like 5 weeks.
Just on her own.
Yeah. And she said, there's
no admin.
There's no admin. There's no support. So she was telling me loads of negative things, but I was like, no, I'm not going to listen to any of this. And I'm just going to be completely tunnel visioned and I'm going to continue. So I tell him, like, how can I get out? He's like, right. He takes me outside to this dirt track, like it's outside of this building in Al Barsha. And he says, right, gives me a small gold Kia Picanto. Do you remember them? The gold ones, like tiny ones. So he gives me this small car and I'm like, all right, I'm on Checkside Road for like 20 minutes. I don't care him. I was like, oh, I'm learning to drive. I'm on the road here. Like, I could already drive, but here. Yeah, so I started calling. He gave me this data, which I now realized a few years later was actually from a big company that he had been an agent at, that he had left, taken their data and just basically tried to start his own company. So I'm calling, I'm taking on listings in downtown, Arabian Ranches, everywhere that was around at that time. I was having a listing. And then I would come back to the office and he would say, right, open a private to Bizzle account as the owner. So I was opening as the landlord and listing as the landlord units because he didn't have Property Finder. That was the only portal really at the time. So I thought it's like, fine, I'm really good at this. I was like hours, like 10 hours a day in the office, calling, taking all these listings. And then this lady ended up having a massive fight with him and she left and she was like, Jade, I'm going to go to Better Homes, like come with me. I was like, no, I'm fine. I'm here. The next day he calls me and he says, you need to get accommodation. I said, but I've only been here for like 5 days, a week. And he said, no, we just need to move you. So he takes me to this room, this apartment in Al Barsha near the office. And I could see, it was a Friday, so it was a day off, and the weekend was Friday, and I could see a building like within spitting distance of this building that was under construction. And I said, surely that's going to be, the landlord said, no one is working on that construction site. There is no workers here. It's fine. So I said, I'm really not sure who else lives here. They said, no, just one other man in the other room. It was like a 2-bed apartment. So they basically pushed me into it. I said, okay. And then the guy said, you pay and I'll pay you back later. So I was literally, my money was going. The car company started calling me to pay.
No way.
So I paid this rent and this deposit. And then I came back that night from work to start moving in. And there were like 8 men in the kitchen. And I was like, hey, hi.
Yeah.
And they were like, hi.
Who are you?
And I was like, are you friends who actually live here? They were like, we all live here.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so that's how it all began.
Wow.
And within 3 weeks, he came to me and said, here's your passport. We're closing this company.
Yeah.
I said, wow. So I've about got enough money I have enough money probably to get a flight home.
Yeah.
And he said, no, come with me. I want you to meet the people that I'm going to basically go and work for. So he ended up becoming my colleague and sat next to me.
Got it. Okay. So you actually got on with him, really? He was trying, I guess.
No. I just was desperate. I didn't know anyone else.
Yeah. Fair enough. Wow. What a start.
Yeah.
And when you were calling these owners and getting listings, how did you know what to say? I guess from lettings back in the UK.
Yeah. So obviously from back in from England, you have, you know what to say. You know the questions that you need to ask. I did keep saying, what's your address? And he was like, stop saying the word address. It's not address.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah. But in general, yeah, I kind of just got on with it myself. He didn't teach me anything at all. And I was just kind of like relentless to, not give up, just keep calling.
Yeah.
And it paid off.
Here we are. Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. To move here without having, in 2 weeks, with having no friends, no insight. When did you move? What month was it?
January.
Okay, so it was actually
2014.
the weather was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane. And then first deals, what did they look like?
So I arrived at the next company I was going to work for.
Yeah.
And they said, how many listings do you have? I said, about 18. But I knew that I wanted to kind of be like, speciality wasn't a thing then so much. Like back in the day, you know that being specialized wasn't really like a massive thing, but I knew that I wanted to work in Arabian ranches.
Why Arabian ranches?
Just liked it. And I like just thought the area is very nice. Every time I went there, I felt like passionate about it.
Okay.
So anyway, I put all my listings on and was calling. And this guy was so smart. He sat next to me and he said, as you're new, every sales listing you get, just give to me. And then you keep the rentals. So naive was like, yeah, sure, no problem at all. And just giving over all these sales.
That's like the opposite of the Jade I know now.
Yeah, of course. It builds you up.
Yeah.
You learn the hard way. So there was one property in Alma and the PA said to me, this is for rental and sale. So I sent down the listing sheet to the admin saying this is for rental and sale and filled in with the prices and filled in the sheet with the same stuff. I didn't realise that sale had been listed under my name. So I'm in the office 6 hours later and get this call. And I'm like, hi. And he's like, yeah, there's property for sale. And I'm like, what property? So I'm like looking through the CRM. And I said, okay, yeah. And he's like, can you show me now? I'm 20 minutes. And I was like, yeah, sure.
Let's do it.
I arrived at the villa. There was another agent at the villa, okay, that I randomly actually had met because he had come to my office and he knew my boss at the time. So I walked in and I was like, hey, nice to see you. And he realized that and I was very innocent. I had no idea. Yeah. So, you know, you learn to be tough through these kind of situations. And I said to him, the buyer said, I'm buying this house. And I said in front of the buyer, this guy was in shorts and a t-shirt and there's me like in a suit, like all ready to go. And the guy turned around to me and said, if you can tell me what that project under construction is behind us and what an Akud means, I'll share this deal with you. In front of the buyer, Liam.
No way.
Yeah. So obviously I had no idea. So I said, oh, okay, no worries. And I left. I go downstairs, I get into the car, call my boss, said, this is the situation and it's your friend. It's like...
Because he'd been into the office.
Yeah. So he said, okay, drive away. This agent came down, sat on the bonnet of my car whilst he's speaking. Oh, really like just crazy, rude. Sat on the bonnet of the car, started speaking to the buyer. The buyer's looking at me through the window, obviously feels bad. So I beep him off and I turn around, I drive away. I called the buyer. I said, hi, I know that you're the buyer of this house. I'll be very honest. I started like 3 weeks ago. Yeah. I have no idea what I'm talking about, but I will take you to my office and we will sell you this property. And I'll give you 0.5% discount.
Nice.
And he said, I'll follow you now. We went, we signed the deal. We finished the deal, we closed it. And the next day, he took the agent out again, a few more properties, so he didn't look like he'd bought it. Oh, wow. We ended up, Liam, in land department. Do you remember when all the transfers were in Dubai land department? So on the day of transfer, the buyer comes and we're talking and about to transfer and the seller comes and the agent is there transferring another deal. He comes over, he says, Jade, shake his hand. And then he turns to the buyer and says, Judas.
Judas. Oh my God.
I was like, right, okay, no. Brilliant. So that was my first ever deal.
Your first deal. How long did it take you to get that deal?
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Oh, that was my first sale, but I'd already closed 2 rentals.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I closed my first rental within 4 days of joining the company. Really? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I guess you just focused on Arabian ranches from that point.
Yeah, basically everything was ranches, yeah.
Wow.
Ranches one.
You seem to learn quite quick, because I would imagine after that situation, it didn't really happen again, where you...
Look, yeah, you know how the market is so cutthroat, Liam, and to be a good agent, like you just... It's relentless.
Yeah.
Like you get cheated or something happens and it builds you and makes you stronger and stronger and stronger. I would say I'm much more soft now than I have been. Like now I'm like,
yeah.
Like,
I guess you
mellow. You get with age, you start to, you know, you can almost see something is going to happen even before it happens, rather than being in the thick of it and being like, I'm reacting so fast. And now I'm just, you know, if it's meant to be, it will be.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, but I guess now it doesn't affect you as much as it did back then. It really mattered because you need to pay rent and eat
exactly
and live here. Whereas now it's like, okay, this is not going to affect my lifestyle. I want to do the deal and help
Yeah.
out with the situation, but it's not going to affect me
Yeah.
personally.
So yeah,
And now you've got everyone else both doing deals as well.
yeah,
Crazy story.
crazy old journey.
It is crazy. What would you tell yourself if you would go back to those first few months? Obviously, a lot of lessons have happened.
First of all, I would tell myself 100% you're going to achieve everything that you want. So just
Relax.
just relax. Well, not relax.
Keep going.
continue.
Yeah.
But also try to be more aware of personal life, because I think that sometimes in this job, being a good real estate agent, I don't just want to say a real estate agent in Dubai because there are so many, as we know, but to be a true,
Consistent,
resilient, dedicated agent, it really becomes you. It becomes like what you stand for and who you are. And I think that it's very important to try and find some sort of balance, because you can really lose yourself completely to
to it. I've got a friend that's been here almost a year now, and he's doing really well. Honestly, I think for his first year, he's probably done better than I thought he would. I know he'd do well, but he's doing really well. But every time I call him, he's so emotional, and he's just like, I don't know how I'm going to survive to do this job for the long term. 30?
Yeah.
So he's not young, but he's just kind of thinking, how am I going to do this for a long time? Because the emotion is, the roller coaster is just so much.
I think that it's different now, especially now where the competition is so much,
different challenge, isn't it?
Than we ever had it when we started out. There were probably 2,000 agents in the market. However, there was much less stock and hardly any deals at all. So it was all relevant. But I think that it really has to be a passion.
Yeah.
And I think that any agent that gets into this market just because they see someone on Instagram earning some money, I just think unless it's your true passion, you should not bother.
Yeah.
Like, really.
Nice. I like
Oh, so blunt.
recruitment advice.
Seriously.
Yeah, true. I agree. Yeah, I think, but you can always find some parts that you like. Look, you and me, we don't like the whole. We don't like everything about the job, but we find things that we do like.
Yeah, now. But when I started in my career, I loved everything. It was an addiction, an obsession, and I think that in order to be really good at this job, you have to be addicted, you have to be obsessed, you have to be consistent.
Yeah.
Because the agents that earn, 100,000 and then go and take 2 weeks off or take 3 weeks off, it's not the right way to build the actual, longevity.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So consistency is definitely one of the things that I would say.
Yeah, I agree. I think you can't just be in and out. You just got to
definitely,
like you said, you got to be all in all the time, which is difficult. And then obviously now running Jade & Co, what really made you think, I have to do this myself? Was there a point where you were like, I have my own ways of doing business, I want to have my own?
So COVID, when COVID hit and everyone panicked, I didn't panic. And you remember we were talking at the time, and I think I closed in the full lockdown. I think I closed 1 million or 1.2 million in the full lockdown from my house. I had taxis, I had checks in taxis. I had permits to supermarkets for clients. I was breaking into units. Shouldn't really say that.
Cut that bit.
But I was really going above and beyond, and I loved it. Wherever I like to do the opposite to what everyone else is doing.
Okay.
And I saw a great opportunity at that time that was my chance to, move forward then.
Yeah.
And no one was opening in COVID, no one. So I was one of the first agents that actually stepped out and said,
when you look back, it was
opening. And then from there, I think everyone looks at it and thinks, oh, it's easy. You're a good agent, you transition. And a lot of people have then since gone on to do the same. It's also very different. So it's also passion. It's following a passion, what you want to do. Do you see yourself as a manager? Do you see yourself? It's everything in life now for me, whereas before it was a lot about freedom and just, trying to pay my bills and make a name, not even make a name for myself in the beginning, just freedom in general, and to take care of my family. Now what I want has changed dramatically.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a passion.
Yeah.
Is the main thing that you have to follow.
Was there a point in your career here in Dubai where you'd done a deal and you took a step back and you said, okay, wow, now I can really relax and enjoy and I've made it? No? Still not there yet?
It was all, a collective. I think from the small deals, I loved that small consistency over the years. I would say now, I was relentless for, I would say, probably 10 or 11 years. From the age of, 23 to probably 33, I was completely relentless and go. Now I don't have the same, even if I closed a few million, I don't have that same feeling that I used to have.
Do you think you're a better agent now because of that?
No, I think the best agents are the ones that are there every single day.
So if you put yourself, you now versus you back in the day,
was probably
and you would win.
Because I believe that consistency outweighs talent. And yes, I think that, don't get me wrong, I love negotiations. I absolutely thrive and enjoy negotiations. And I have my good clients that trust me and I like to close, them kind of deals. But when you have almost a sense of naivety and you have no idea what you're doing,
bliss.
And you just keep picking up that phone, accepting that rejection, and you don't give up, it builds upon more confidence, and you can grow. And
where does that come from? Because that's not normal, especially for a female, to just enjoy rejection.
From my life, from how I grew up, from the upbringing I had, from the life I had. Yeah, I had to survive, and there was no way that I wasn't going to.
When you say from your life, what particularly? Were you obviously competitive?
Yeah, so
was it sports? Was it?
No, not about being competitive. My mum left when I was 12 years old.
Okay.
Me and my brother. My brother was 10. My dad worked and wasn't really around. And at the age of 16, he asked me to leave the house. So I was homeless at the age of 16. I was in social services from different hostels and around. And I just knew that I was surrounded by, dare I say it, druggies, people that went to prison and a lot of bad, negative people. And I always knew that money would be my freedom.
Yeah.
So, worked in the chip shop, Primark, everything, hairdressers, just to build. And then I became a manager of a betting shop. So I used to be managing betting shops. Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, been around. It's been a long life, Liam.
I knew there was something in there because it's just not normal to have this level of passion, and drive, I guess.
Yeah, but I was so addicted, and then it became about, achieving. I had so many goals and achieving the next thing, and achieving. And now I feel that my passion is going much more towards, it's always been in me. Even when I was homeless and poor, I would always help people. Yeah. And I feel now more than ever that is my next kind of transition. I have a few ideas, and I also have one massive, big goal in my life that I've had since I moved to Dubai, that I'm trying to manifest and trying to piece together. But also I really, really want to help people. And I think that maybe my story and maybe my life can help people and can, you don't realize, looking back on all of the years where I was so consistent and so hardworking. And like you said, normally it's not women. And I think that you get mistaken so much for having this masculine energy because but that was just survival.
Yeah.
So a lot of the time where people will say, wow, look at what this person's achieved, and what they don't have any idea about what's behind it and what's, really
formed that
pushing it.
Side of your personality.
So now as the years go on and as we get older, I feel deep transition. I feel a deep transition within myself. I need to help people flow much more from a feminine energy rather than fighting and attracting, rather than, knocking down John's door.
Because that was one of my questions is this I've seen you in action, obviously we've done many deals together over the days, and you're really tough, and I can see that you I don't know, there's two types of people. There's many more types, but let's just say there's some people that are, for me, it's just in them to be able to have difficult conversations and negotiate, and it's like they don't even have to it's not an effort for them to think about that. And there's other people, like I would say myself, where if I'm having to have a difficult conversation, I've almost got to, I can't just pick up the phone. It's not natural. I've got to think about, what do I want from the conversation? How is this going to go? Kind of plan out, if they say this, then I need to say this. But I feel like it's just in your personality to be able to just naturally deal with that negotiation.
I think for me, one of the biggest things in my life, I've been through so many things, and I would definitely say resilience is very high up there for me, and being able to face tough situations. So yes, I don't find it at all difficult to pick up the phone and have a tough conversation. I also would put myself in the buyer's or the seller's shoes. I buy and sell property. If I was in this deal and the agent knew something and I want to know now? Yes, I would. I would rather know something bad and be able to, brainstorm together and find a solution rather than be kept in the dark. Like you said, a lot of agents, they will not pick up the phone. They will not actually go and tell the client because they're too scared. So rather than face what they need to say, they would, say, oh, we'll deal with it tomorrow, or we'll just see what the bank says, but they already know what's going to happen. I think you need to just rip the Band-Aid off. And once you do, you feel better as well. Yeah. It's like it's out there. It's in the open.
It's out of your
head.
And
at the end of the day, as we are third parties, it is not our fault unless you've intentionally, of course, done something wrong, which I would never do. And I know you would never do.
Yeah.
So the bad conversations that do happen aren't actually in our hands.
Yeah. It's just about making sure that.
So no, I don't find a bad conversation hard to have. No.
Interesting. Talk to me more about Jade & Co, because I think you've done something different to most people that I know have set up the company, and I've seen it. I've been at a few companies where we've started, and the first, let's say, 20, 30 agents, they're just taking anyone because they just want to fill the office and get the company growing. But you took a different approach. I think every single person that you've hired has made money, and you've been really selective in choosing who you work for. Why did you decide to be so selective?
So I think one of the main things for me is the name that I had actually built for myself in the market. Yes, strong, and can face difficult conversations, but also very trustworthy. They're very straightforward. There's no nonsense. What you see is what you get. I'm not going to sell you something to make $1 million dirhams. I would lose the deal and sell you something else to build the trust, and because I treat people how I ultimately want to be treated. Yeah. And if I go and cheat someone today, I'll be cheated. It's like it's the way of the world. Karma. It will happen. So I would never want to have someone working with me and under the company name that would potentially go and do such a thing. And you can see within people how they are, how their personalities are. Also, I don't have the capability to train. So everyone that does work with us, they, are experienced. They have their experience. When it comes to the actual deal itself, when there is a negotiation or something's going wrong or we need to do something, we sit down together and we focus, on that together. I call my team my colleagues. Like, I think we're all friends, we're basically the same age, pretty much all of us. I say all of us. We're only 5 agents, 5 of us. I have 2 admin. I have a marketing guy. I took 2 admin purposely to keep the quality, because the quality means, everything to me. I want to be known for quality. I don't want to go below the bar. And that's it. Just having good people, just being around. And also, I truly believe you are a byproduct of who you surround yourself with. Yeah. So if I put 20 people, like I know myself, when I used to work in a larger company, and, there were a certain amount of people, and there could be 30 people sitting there, and there might be 2 excellent agents, but you're surrounded by people that are complaining or people that are negative or they don't come to work. I don't want that energy around me. I want positivity. I want solutions. This is the energy that I want to bring up. Yeah. But also as well, it depends on passion, because if I had the passion to go big and I had the passion for a bigger team, then I would. But it's also, I think one of the major things that happens in Dubai, everyone thinks they have to. this is what's expected of them. Like, I've been a good agent. I opened a successful Touchwood, boutique agency. Logically, my next step is that I should hire people. Why? By whose rule?
Yeah.
I need to follow what makes me happy.
Yeah.
And really I would hate to go to bed thinking to myself, God, I've got so much money, or I've made $1 million dirhams, but I'm miserable.
Yeah.
I believe truly in being true to myself. I've done my years of grinding and, having to do that, because that was the time in my life. And I respect anyone that's in that time, because yes, if you are in that position, you do have to go and sacrifice years in order to be able to stand. I am very, very lucky that I have choice now. And yeah, I will not ever feel societal pressure.
No.
I think that's one thing that I'm just like, maybe years ago, yes, not now.
Yeah.
No, I'm just like, hey.
Yeah. You do. You mentioned there about you're only going to bring in a good person to your business. How do you decide who a good person is?
Liam, when you meet people, you can tell. We meet people every single day. Don't get me wrong, you don't always get it right.
Because people always give the best
have
version of
joined.
themselves on an interview, or even in the first few weeks or months, right? And then you start to...
if it doesn't work out before in the beginning, especially with support staff, I tend to always give people the benefit of the doubt. And I give so many chances.
Yeah.
Like, people wouldn't expect that from me. They would think I'm quite brutal, but in reality, I'm really not. I'm very soft when it comes to someone, and especially with a story and, growing up how I've grown up. I've seen so much. So, yeah, before in the beginning, I would almost keep giving chances and keep giving, as long as there was no foul play. Because if there was something dodgy, immediately the person would be gone. But yeah, I would keep trying. And now I just realize, once you already know, if my gut feeling tells me something is wrong, it's wrong. Yeah. Just trust yourself and just don't give yourself longer pain, because it never ends differently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once you know, it's time.
When you know, you know.
Yeah.
So it comes with everything in life.
Yeah, it's true.
Everything that you do.
I think most people know what they should be doing and what the right thing is.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, are you going to be honest with yourself and make the call and make the decision?
Yeah.
You're going to just keep lying.
As a person, there's things that you want in life. Every person has these desires, but your gut feeling and your inner self, if you truly listen, it does tell you this is not correct. This is it really does. I've always been a highly, highly intuitive person. From when I was young, I always followed my instincts. And on the certain things in my life that I haven't followed my instinct on, they have always ended up not working out. Yeah. So it's very important to always follow the instinct.
Instinct, yeah, true. If you didn't get that email from your boss as a joke, I guess you were already in real estate, but let's say real estate was banned tomorrow. What would you like to do? Is there another career path that you would be suited to?
At the time?
Yeah, let's do at the time. Let's do it.
At the time, probably McDonald's, Liam.
Really? McDonald's or Jade & Co?
Literally anything. I used to say to myself, I remember the first time I made my first rental, Palmyra 1, Street 1, Villa 1.
Nice.
I think I rented it for 250,000 dirhams. And I remember calling my dad, driving down Sakim, saying, I'm staying for another month. I've made it for another month. So yeah, I would have worked in McDonald's if I had to. I loved to buy. I felt it was.
I thought you were going to say I love McDonald's then.
I did at the time as well, like McDonald's. Not so much today. What about protein? 30, over 30s now. Nice. In the 30s. No more McDonald's.
Yeah, but you'd have just done anything. You'd have just figured it out. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Nothing, you didn't have a passion for any other.
Money. At the time.
Nice. What about now?
Now,
so let's go back. Let's say real estate stops tomorrow.
I would help people completely. I want to write a book. I believe that I have a
help
book
people with what specifically?
The life that I have lived and the fact that you can really come from nothing and grow something.
Do you think that someone who hasn't had your experiences and has kind of been molded into the person that you are, who perhaps comes from a nice upbringing with a happy family and just had everything easy, can they learn to do what you've done, or do they need to have that experience? It's like, I've got kids now, right? And my biggest fear is that they have it too easy. Because most successful people who actually make something of their lives have got a story. They've been through some shit.
This is one thing I've really noticed. Years ago, like, honestly, I didn't ever even think about it in the 10 years that when I arrived here until, you know, a couple of years ago. When I started to think about it, I was like, wow, God, I've done so much in my life. Like, it's insane. And my friends used to tell me all the time, and I'd kind of just be like, oh, you know, like brush it off.
Thanks from back home?
No, friends here.
Okay.
Would be like, Jade, Jesus, like, your story is insane. And they still say it to me often. And it's recently I've like stopped and I'm like, really, it's crazy. And I don't know anybody else. I don't know anyone else with the same story that has reached to where I have reached. And I do believe that I can help people.
Yeah.
I do. I believe also that I have a ability to be able to help women.
Yeah.
Especially in, I don't only want to say in real estate.
No.
In any sector, women that maybe want to go to work, but they're too scared, or they don't, you know, they don't know how to even go about it. I think that there are and it's not really applicable so much to men, most likely, but yes, okay, it can be. A lot of people in their 30s are on some kind of healing journey. A lot of people, some men can be, but a lot of men here are dedicated and addicted to work, which I do understand, but a lot of women are, and understanding what is actually important is very, very, it's really, really important. There's no one track of life. There's the model where you had to have a child and have this, do this, and have one house. It really doesn't exist anymore. Well, it does, but
doesn't need to.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
So I really would like to help people.
Okay.
And I see that as a path. On top of that, I really see myself with a building one day. I think I've told you many times.
Yeah.
It's not something that I've said silently. I've said it to many people many times. I've felt it for many years. I feel it. It's like when I was 18, I used to know I'm going to be a millionaire. And people used to say to me, how? We're in like a hostel. People are doing drugs. Not me, but other people. And I'm like, I just know it. I feel it within me. The same way I felt then, I feel that I know I will build a building.
Yeah.
I don't know how, don't know when. I don't have all of the answers, Liam, but it will happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what type of building?
I don't know. Can't tell you all my secrets.
Any
You
building,
know?
okay.
I'm manifesting.
I'm sure you know, but you just, okay. If you keep that one. So just going back to helping people, is there any like key points or key bits of advice that you would give to yourself sat back when the guy next to you was saying, just give me all the sales, you know, and you were a young woman in Dubai trying to make it? I guess that's the person that you want to be speaking to now to help them. Is there any message that, like the key messages that you would give
to women or
to women?
Both? I think in general for both. For men and women. Yeah. Okay. You can go and change your entire life if you really, really, really want to. Okay. First of all, you have to know why. There has to be a why.
Yeah.
Why are you doing this? I needed freedom. I wanted freedom. I felt it so badly that I wanted freedom. I didn't want a Louis Vuitton handbag or a car or a pair of shoes. It was not on my radar at all. I wanted freedom and I wanted to help my family. That was so if you first of all have your why and you're very clear about it, work 24 hours a day. Be the hardest working person there. Yeah. There is no other way. That you're not going to sit at home and, yes, I believe in manifestation and I believe in so many different things, but you are not going to sit at home, watch TV and earn money. It's just not going to happen. And if you really don't have that ability and that passion to be in your office every single day at 9 o'clock, calling, leaving last, you know, knowing your area inside out, knocking on every single door, doing things that other agents wouldn't do. Like, I remember I used to do so many things. I would go knocking on doors. I put the phone chargers in Arabian Ranches Golf Club with my face all branded over it when I was in 2014. People thought I was crazy, and then I was in there going to all the clients, do you want a charger? You know, you really have to put yourself out there. And I know it's not easy, but you have to. For women particularly, don't think that because you are a woman, do not think that because you are a woman that you are on a back foot, because actually you're not. You're actually, if you are wise, you are you're in a great position. First of all, there's much less women in this market, so it's easier to put yourself out there and be known. Please put clothes on. Do not, I don't agree with even, I know a lot of women wear these shorts and suits and everything. It looks really nice, but what are you trying to build? And who are you trying to be? Are you trying to be known as the pretty real estate agent that can maybe get a couple of deals because she's pretty? Or are you trying to be known as the really professional, knowledgeable superstar that gets all the sales and all the clients know and respect, not just because of how you look, they actually respect you. That is the kind of agent that you want to be. And on the hard days, go home and cry, have some ice cream, but just pull yourself back together and get back to work.
Yeah.
And don't take no for an answer.
Nice. I love that.
The clothes thing for me is one of the main, most important. I think it's a huge downfall for the real estate market in Dubai.
Really?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I think too many people are watching Selling Sunset and just need to put a suit on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was really good. I enjoyed that. I think we'll end it there. That was a really nice way to end.
Okay.
Anything else that you want to mention?
Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. Thank you for coming. Really appreciate it. That was good.